They're nothing more than traitors and treasonists. And I think that they all, because of the nature of their crimes, I'm calling for execution for all three.
Dito, if anything goes wrong, I'm blaming you, you know.
Yeah. I'm feeling so much pressure right now.
I hope to prove, beyond any shadow of a doubt, that these three people did this, that they did it intentionally, and that they did it maliciously, and that they would do it again if they had the chance. Thank you. And he sits down. And they call the defender up for his opening statement.
Oh, man. So basically it's a character, because actually he just wasn't doing anything during all this time. Figured, I can wing it because I'm a dude.
Alright. I have a general idea of the strategy, but is there, like, evidence that he's collected? Has he just done no work for us ahead of time? Like...
Yeah, sorry, there's technically a discovery phase. So during the discovery phase, there's been introduced, your clothes, blood samples from the ground, and eggshells and eggs. Basically, the witnesses, they're calling Bulina, and the cop, who you recently have found out is deceased.
Well, he's gonna have trouble witnessing.
As well as, two cops from your precinct to testify against you. Namely, Sagrin Erin and the dispatcher and the, chief of police.
Oh, wow.
Testifying against
fair.
you. And that's what you knew coming into this. However, as of today, all the evidence has disappeared.
Oh.
All the physical evidence. With the exception of the blood spatters that they were collected from the crime scene.
Okay.
That's all they've got now.
Wait, what about the witnesses? They're still there? All three of them?
Bulina's still testifying, yeah. So are the dispatcher and the chief of police.
Alright. But they're just character witnesses. And
Bulina's a key witness, but the other two
yeah.
are character witnesses.
Yeah. And the border guard, is he still...
He's deceased.
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh.
He is,
What happened?
he's extinct.
It's an unfortunate coincidence, because you could explain to him exactly what, you could have repeated what I said, but that would have helped us.
Alright, and they don't have any Yoshi witnesses?
No Yoshi witnesses.
We didn't leave witnesses.
Wow. Yeah.
Alright. Okay.
Did he bring any character witnesses?
Yeah,
ultimately?
all your character witnesses are there. So your Father McGlibbity.
Yay.
And your bartender friend, Gregorio, yeah. And Carlo is there as well.
He's not just a bartender, he's a maitre d'. He's a manager.
Oh man, la-di-da.
Yeah. Alright, anyway. Jesus. Alright.
So...
Sorry, I'm just trying to wrap my mind around the speech I'm about to have to give.
What up, cats?
Sup?
Just write it on your hand when you get up there and read from that.
Yeah. Alright. Okay.
Attorney for the defense, your opening statement?
Sorry, just give me a minute. I'm busy peeing my pants right now.
Yeah.
Not guilty!
I am sweating so hard right now. Okay. I'm not really.
Bird sweat.
I'm figuratively sweating, but yeah. Okay. It's actually kind of cold in my room, so. Okay, The three defendants you see before you,
Self-defense.
Yeah, that's... are victims of a terrible happenstance of a elaborate farce designed by a desperate group of Yoshi insurgents. And they were being made to smuggle Yoshi eggs out of the country by these Yoshis. They were being made to God damn it.
Take your time. Don't worry. It's okay.
After Horkow had made that really eloquent opening statement, it sounded like something that was prepared anyway, and
It wasn't prepared. I winged it, but
I know.
I've done mock trial, you know.
Yeah, you have more experience with this, and I'm good at public speaking in real life. I just
this is neither real public nor real life, so
yeah. All right. After being approached with this task, the defendants, initially sympathetic to the Yoshi's plight, almost agreed. But realizing the laws of our country and not wishing to run afoul of anything, did not agree to go ahead with the plan in the end. And when this happened, they were attacked on the road by a gang of armed Yoshis with fire flowers and hammers. These three men fended off the Yoshis and barely escaped with their lives, with sustaining major wounds. They and their associate... Actually... Okay, I don't want to mention Bulina because I don't actually know what the hell her deal is. So... Okay, so they... and barely escaped with their lives after being turned on by their potential conspirators. When they went to seek medical attention for their wounds, they were brought into custody, and now here they stand before you. I will demonstrate that that this entire setup is a farce brought up by the prosecution simply trying to send another group of people in unfortunate circumstances to their deaths for blah blah blah. I pretend I wrapped that up in a way that sounded nice. I don't.
I clap. I get up and clap.
Yeah. That's the extent of what I can accomplish right now.
That's fine. So the judge is a thwomp, by the way.
Nice.
The judge is a thwimp.
No, it's gotta be a thwomp.
Fine, it's a thwomp.
Does he move up and down whenever he wants order in the court?
Yes.
Actually, he still holds a gavel in his mouth, but he has to move up and down.
However, the stenographer is a thwimp.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Okay. And there is a jury for this, by the way.
I figured.
A jury of your peers, so
Our
Goombas
peers.
and Squirtles and...
Squirtles.
Got to be mostly toads, though, because this is the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah, mostly toads. Well, I mean, there's some Pokies. They're in the desert part.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, like, 2 out of 3 are technically enemy NPCs, so there would be more enemies than toads.
True.
Alright. So prosecution will call its first witness to the stand. The prosecution calls Bulina Jones.
Boo.
Get it? Yeah.
So okay. I walk up to the stand.
Miss Jones, you wrote in your statement, or you dictated in your statement that we took earlier from you, that you were kidnapped shortly after being assaulted by Yoshis. Is this not true?
This is true.
Can you tell me who in this room kidnapped you?
Those three.
What?
Crazy.
I'm so furiously looking at her, just like you.
Man, she saw me in the driver's seat? Sweet.
Oh god.
Now, you used to work with these three individuals, didn't you?
Yes.
Can you tell me why they kidnapped you?
I don't know. I just woke up and it was dark and I was just it was scary. I don't think I can't. It was just so terrifying.
That's quite alright. No need to recount it. I'm sure it was horrifying. Now, these people have said that they were forced to take eggs across the border by a group of rogue Yoshis. Is this true?
They weren't forced. I heard them talking on the way to the thing when they had me in their grasp. They were talking about the whole operation and how they could get by with their rank.
Fascinating. Have you seen behavior like this from these individuals before?
I have never seen it.
So this was unique to them now.
Wait, hold on. I have to backtrack really quick because I might have to... Oops.
Oh, getting tangled in your web of lies.
You sit upon a throne of lies. I can't remember what I said.
Well, go by what your character thinks, then.
Yeah, I know, I forget what my character thinks.
Well, your character forgot what they said.
Yeah.
She was not in the best of states. It's
So if there are
understandable if she doesn't...
inconsistencies, well, that's gonna be part of the game.
Yep, keep going.
Damn, that sucks. I can't remember that. Well, yes, this was exclusive to now. I've never, seen this coming or anything, but I guess once they, joined the League of Janitors to get their jobs back, they must have just gone haywire.
This is a horrifying situation. This is a conspiracy going all the way to the top!
Do-do-do.
That's part of what she said.
Do you think that these people knew that they were transporting Yoshi eggs across the border?
Yes.
And you believe that they were doing this for the League of Janitors, a group of assassins, thugs, and thieves?
Oh my.
I am 99% sure.
Aha, there's a hole in this. Yes! We got a 0.1% chance.
Can you tell me who was leading this flagrant assault on our ethics and morals?
Who was leading it?
Which one of those three?
Why, I didn't notice any leader, but I would assume, being the original leader of the entire squadron, then it would be Rezkow.
What?
Did these people try and kill you?
Yes.
The prosecution rests. It doesn't rest, but the prosecution stands down. The defense can now cross-examine the witness.
I wasn't ready for the opening statement, but I am so ready for the cross-examination.
Oh, yeah! My assistant character starts rubbing Vex's shoulders.
Alright. Miss Ulvine Jones. Where were you... how did you first come into contact with this group of people on the night of whatever the date.
3 nights ago.
Yeah, 3 days ago. Where were you when you first encountered your 3 co-workers?
Why, I was at the truck depot or wherever it was that we got the truck, like met up with the guy. I'm sorry, I can't remember that. And we were discussing what this mission actually was, and I had gotten the details. I knew it was being set up. And
So you met with them willingly?
Oh yes, they're my team. Well, they were.
So, you call this a kidnapping, but you were with them voluntarily.
Once I figured out what their plans were, I tried to escape, and that was when I was taken hostage.
Okay, what were you doing at the moment that the situation turned from a group effort to a hostage situation, in your words? An alleged hostage situation.
Oh, guys, by the way, by now you've noticed that there's a gaping wound on Belina that's been badly patched up.
Oh.
People have medicine. You can roll intelligence medicine.
Alright.
Alright.
Do we, everyone, or?
Well,
If you have medicine.
Oh, okay.
Let's say medicine.
We're both the
So,
doctors.
intelligence medicine?
Yeah.
I don't, so.
Rizkow and I are both, like, professional doctors according to our stats.
I got a 12.
Alright, I got a 10.
You can spend a plot point, but res count, you do see it.
Alright, I'm gonna spend a plot point. One of my 2.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. I gotta...
You guys believe that would be a knife wound.
Ooh, so it's
Whoa,
entirely
what?
distinct from the wounds we saw on her earlier.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so it's a fresh wound, let's
It's
say.
a fresh wound.
Wow.
Alright.
And it's very clearly a knife wound.
Okay, that's
That's
intense. Man, boobs are so cute. Why would you want to stab that?
it's like popping a balloon.
Yeah. Except there's no pop. Instead it goes...
They just slowly leak ectoplasm like a balloon. Just deflate.
It makes the same noise as a balloon, like a...
Alright, so we're waiting for Cats to get back?
Yeah.
Well, considering you're asking her stuff...
Oh, yeah.
So, Belina, no. What, your silence? Is your silence admitting defeat?
No, she just passes out from her wounds there on the stand.
So wait, did Dito roll for Caesar, or did he roll for the Vec?
For Caesar.
For Caesar.
Does
Yeah.
So we can assume that we probably told Vec.
Yeah, go ahead and assume that you told Vec.
Okay, so Vec notices the knife wound and knows... Okay. Cool.
Cool.
Just to make it simpler.
I wasn't expecting this.
For us to notice it?
No, I wasn't expecting Belina to do what she's doing.
Oh, okay. That's
If
scary.
even the DM doesn't know why she's doing what she is, that's...
No, I mean, I know why she's doing it, I just certainly didn't expect it.
Okay. Well, it's good role-playing, apparently. Because I can't see her wanting to do this out of character.
Yeah, honestly.
Although this is a lot of fun, so never mind.
Kat seems to want to retire, like, at this rate, Belina may need to be retired and become a recurring villain.
Really?
That bad?
Well, I mean, I've had characters do that. Like, I've played characters and had to retire them, and they became recurring villains. It was always fun when they showed back up.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, she's
We'll see what happens.
working against protagonists, which never works out well in any kind of fiction.
What if it's like sad Russian fiction?
That's true. Maybe this is a sad story.
Yeah, this is the tragedy of Mario.
I mean, let's be honest, we're all terrible at everything we try to do, almost, except if it's criminal in some way.
Yeah.
So,
Alright,
Cats, you ready?
continue your cross-examination.
Okay. Continue.
All right.
You can play with us now. You don't just need to sit there and be silent.
So, where were you at the moment that you allege that this transferred from a group outing to a hostage situation?
When Rezkow explained to me the details of our mission and that we were smuggling eggs, that's when I figured out that the mission was some like terrible thing, and that's
Roll
when I tried to
charisma deception.
Oh man.
Do.
Oh man.
Eat.
All right.
Okay. Did you vocalize an objection? Did you ask to be let out of the vehicle?
I'm sorry, I was choking on my own spit.
Words. You were choking on
On
your
your own lies, you mean?
It was obvious that I was trying to get out of the car, and when I told them to let me go, they started to strangle me. Or very roughly handle me.
You can't strangle a ghost. Well, a boo. You have no neck.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize we were going for the realistic factor here.
When the team encountered the Yoshis, what were you doing?
Well, I had realized that this plan had gone wrong, and I saw the Yoshis as a good distraction for me to escape the truck and their clutches.
So what was that role that Katz did?
To just how well she's selling her lies to the jury, I'm assuming.
Wait, that wasn't a lie, though.
Well, whatever it is, you know. If they perceive it to be a lie.
Oh.
Okay. So sorry. What did she just say? She said she saw that as an exchange. Okay, so what did you do?
Oh, well, when the Yoshi started to attack, I jumped, tucked, and rolled away from the truck.
So the Yoshis attacked the truck, and you
Yes.
jumped out.
Yes.
Okay, I look knowingly at the jury at the Yoshis attacking the truck. Okay, and how fast was the truck moving at the time?
I don't know, but I know I survived.
Okay. So, sorry, backing up. You claim that you were taken hostage en route while you were already a passenger. It transferred from a voluntary collaboration into them attacking you because you said you didn't want to go along with it?
Yes.
Just out of the blue?
I don't like Caesar. I don't like him.
I'm not Caesar. I'm...
This is Beck Tishman.
Beck.
Oh. Man,
Got
Beck
slick
is a
hair.
douche.
Beck is defending his clients.
Oh. I thought it was just Caesar representing himself. To which I'm like, wow, you douche.
Oh, wow.
No, you're speaking to a Pidgey.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
what was the question, though?
No, never mind. If she hesitates to answer the question, and I just say never mind. Moving on. Where did you sustain these? So I assume you sustained all of these wounds. I know I can't say I assume. That's not how lawyers work. Did you sustain all of these wounds when you left? All these abrasions and stuff from when you left from the vehicle?
All but one of these wounds was from the vehicle.
Alright. And then how did you end up... I don't know. So you were badly injured, however, after leaping from a moving vehicle.
that tends to happen when one jumps out of a moving vehicle.
Yeah. And how did the Yoshis react to your presence, to your approach?
My approach off the moving vehicle?
I mean, you say you made contact with the Yoshis after leaping from the vehicle.
I said nothing of the sort.
Oh. So what happened after you? So what did happen after you leapt from the vehicle?
I blacked out at that point. I had woken up in a hospital. Or no.
Oh.
I'm trying to...
No, you said at a hospital.
I woke up from the hospital.
Aha!
Oh. So you have no memory between leaping from the moving vehicle and waking up the next day?
No, I remember vaguely waking up, but it wasn't for long. I was questioned. Yeah, that was when we were at the whatever truck stop thing. I remember that.
But you were not entirely in your right mind. Well, after leaping from the vehicle, you were largely in shock.
Yes.
All right. It seems that's all you have. All right.
Honestly, that's a pretty shitty deposition that she did one while she was in shock and just admitted it. Like, really?
Well,
Actually, at this point,
I stepped down.
Vec, before you step down, one of your co-attorneys waves you over
Okay.
and says, "Call for a recess."
Okay. I call for a recess.
All right, a brief
Lunchtime.
5-minute recess.
Dibs on the slide!
Oh, dang, I was to see that. No.
So the person pulls Vec over and says this to them.
Type.
I mean, if she was barely conscious during most of that time, then that actually is...
Yeah, that should
And
completely invalidate it.
If that's her
But
story...
if that were to completely invalidate it, then I wouldn't still be pushing it now.
So you get that.
Okay. Ooh. Alright. So, I don't know how to... I see, I'm in this question and answer session, am I allowed to just speak in general, or do I have to phrase everything as questions to the witness?
Everything has to be a question.
Alright. Miss Jones, when you, what is the source of that, you said one wound was not from your fall from the vehicle. Where did you get that wound?
I was stabbed by a man from the League of Janitors when I was in the hospital.
Is that so?
That's a crazy assertion to make, considering that you can't just assume just being stabbed at a person from the League of whatever.
No, he admitted.
He had a name tag.
So he just went in
Horikawa,
and said, hey,
this thing that
I'm
I
from the
was
League of Janitors.
handed, do I get an opportunity to introduce
You can introduce
this?
it as evidence,
All
yeah.
right. I have some evidence to introduce. I have here a report from the hospital that Belina was stationed at that says that this knife wound was self-inflicted. And I put the evidence where you put evidence, I guess. And
In the evidence circle.
The prosecution says, "Objection, Your Honor. What's the relevance of this of self-inflicted wound to the court proceedings?"
This boo is clearly not in her right mind. She is in shock from a terrible injury, and her word is not to be trusted. She is unstable and is not...
So, you're petitioning, would you like to petition for the witness to be considered unreliable?
Yes, that's the word I was looking for.
Can I sign that petition, please? I'm ready.
Miss Belina.
Yes, I
The judge turns to you. Says, Miss Belina, Miss Jones, how do you explain this evidence?
Wait, what are we talking about? The evidence that I stabbed myself?
Yeah, a medical record.
I believe those documents to be falsified.
Do you have any evidence to that effect?
Of course I don't.
We have here on this medical record 2 different nurses have signed as witnesses seeing you do this. They have it time dated, the whole shebang for when this happened. If you don't have any compelling reason for me not to believe this document, I'm forced to do so.
See, my question is what the relevance or why it matters if I was not in my right mind then, because I would still be defending myself, or I wouldn't, or what was it?
You're not defending yourself. You're being used to attack these people. It's quite a different matter.
Yes, and I wouldn't be attacking them if I were still not in my right mind.
basically we're
That
calling
makes sense.
we're saying that you're unstable and that your memory of that day's incidents is unreliable.
Oh, I'm
That-
currently unstable.
Your memories of the thing while it happened are completely unstable and unreliable, and so that what you remember now does not necessarily affect what actually happened.
Okay.
Now, Miss Jones, you said that this wound that you had is not self-inflicted, but you were assaulted by some League of Assassins?
Again, yes.
Why would they want to assault you?
Because I was trying to tell the authorities about their plan to smuggle these eggs as well as the weapons in ASMT.
I think we're getting a little bit off course here. I don't know anything about any weapons.
Oh, wait, can I take that back? I thought it had
Nope.
been mentioned.
Nope. Written down.
I don't feel like it.
What are these weapons that are being smuggled?
Wait, who's saying that?
The judge.
The judge.
Oh.
This is a lot to remember, and it's really hard.
You have my deepest sympathies.
To be fair, you created this situation.
I know, and I'm kind of irritated with myself. This is why I wasn't talking the whole time. Because I get myself into trouble. Okay, where do I start with this? We found out from one of the connections named Carlo that was a connection of Mr. Rezkow, Jumbo Rezkow, that there was a shipment of weapons going to something this is hard, you're right, Ditto. Because I just lost my entire train of thought.
See how unreliable she is?
You shut your lips. Wow, that's really bad. I lost entirely where I was going.
Roll intelligence willpower.
Gracias.
That's the memory roll.
Brain fart roll.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I remember most of everything, so...
7.
You remember that the weapons were headed for the Mushroom Kingdom, but that's about all I can tell
Thank you. That there was a shipment of weapons heading for the Mushroom Kingdom and to aid the rebellion. There was a rebellion brewing in Mushroom Kingdom. If you didn't, you know.
How do you
pursue
know about this rebellion?
How did I know about it? Because I work for Wendy Koopa.
Excuse me?
Delusional. I can't believe it.
Yes, after the judge says excuse me, she just kind of giggles to herself.
Yes, you heard it.
Defense, your petition has been heard and accepted. Witness has been marked as unreliable.
Oh.
Yes.
I recommend Miss Belina is committed to a psychiatric ward pending a diagnosis of a formal condition.
Okay.
Alright.
Oh man, you're going to the nut house.
Okay.
Does the
My
prosecution
lip
get to call their next witness now, or?
Yeah. The prosecution calls Sagrin Irin, dispatcher of the Mushroom Kingdom Police.
I
Oh,
guess there
no.
goes my chance in this session.
No.
I'm sorry, I gave you an out.
I'm totally
You don't
screwed.
have to be doing the stuff you're doing, Cats.
I built my grave and I'll lie in it.
Well, she does have compulsive liar, so she should get a plot point.
Yeah, have a plot point.
Woo.
It's just that, like, the problem with your character, Cats, is that you're a compulsive liar, but you're terrible at lying. So,
It's so fun.
Alright.
Everything goes wrong.
Get the...
I'm still internally debating between whether you or I are the most poisonous to the team.
So, Sagrin Irin, the Boom Boom, sidles up, sideways, starts playing the Boom Boom battle theme from Super Mario Bros. 3. And so he sidles up. The prosecution goes up and he says, "Now, as dispatcher, you've had to deal with these individuals before in the past, haven't you?" Sagrin says, "Yeah, I know them all." And he says, "Good. Can you tell me a bit about how they are, a bit about their personalities, a bit about, you know, do you think that this would be out of character for them to do?" And he says, "Yes, I think that this would be quite out of character for them. It doesn't sound like them at all." And the prosecutor says, "Excuse me? It's not what it says in your affidavit that you signed before coming here."
Change my mind.
And he says, "I'm sorry, I felt really under stress at the time. I don't think I'm really cut out to be a good witness for this case."
The
Oh,
League
man,
of
that's-
Janitors got to him, too.
And he says, "I appreciate your honesty. Prosecution has no further questions. Defense, you may now cross-examine the witness."
I have no questions for this witness.
Then, Dispatcher Irin, you're dismissed. He waddles off.
I give him a thumbs up.
He looks at you kind of afraid.
I guess it's Virgil Tigerius now.
Yep. Vegrul Tizerius is
Vegrul.
next. The chief of police, who is a Reznor. And he is called to the stand. And the prosecutor comes up to him and says, "Mr. Tizerius, as the chief of police, you've had to review these people's cases on several occasions. Is it not true that they've been up for disciplinary action before?" And he says, "Yeah, that's correct. I disciplined them for stealing funds from the police coffers." He says, "Is it not true that this sort of action, this sort of criminal behavior, is atypical for police in your forces?" He says, "Yeah, this sort of crime and stealing and all this stuff is quite unorthodox. You don't see this in real cops and good cops and honest cops. You see this in criminals." And he says, "Now, Mr. Rezkow was promoted to captain. Can you tell us how that happened?"
I don't know.
Mr. Tizerius says, and he says, "I was threatened.
Oh.
I had to promote him. I was threatened by some rather powerful people. I don't know their names. They kidnapped my daughter.
Oh my
Forced me
god.
to
What?
They forced me to promote Mr. Rezkow, as well as his partners, Belina, Jakey Boy, and Caesar, and put them all together.
That's news to me.
And the prosecutor says, "Do you have any evidence of this?" And he says, "Yes." And he plays a tape. He pulls out a tape and it is played. In this, there's a disguised voice threatening his family unless he promotes Rezkow, Belina, Caesar, and Jakey Boy and puts them on a team together. With Rezkow as captain.
Oh man.
I guess they knew that we would just be completely baffingly bad.
Oh man. Caesar just gets this look on his face, like this 1,000-yard stare.
Rezkow's just kind of like his hand on his chin in deep thought. Like, doesn't seem right.
So do you think that these people, that it's outside of the realm of reason that these people would kill and murder and maim Yoshis in order to smuggle eggs across the border? And Vegwell says, that seems reasonable. I could see that happening for them. And the prosecutor says, I have no further questions. Defense, you may cross-examine.
All right.
Drop some bombs.
So, this money that you say the team stole, was this a malicious use of funds, or do you think this was a malicious use of funds, or simple financial mismanagement?
It's possible that it was financial mismanagement, but given how these people raised in the ranks, I'm willing to believe it was extortion or some sort of theft.
You believe, but you have no proof.
That call you received, do you know who it was from?
No, but they knew enough about me and my family that I knew it was real.
And you have not gone... And you're... sorry, he is the authorities. I can't say did you go to the authorities. And you are... and this has not been made public until now?
It didn't need to be made public until now. I did send some feelers out, and from what I can tell, it came from the offices of Big Boo Jones.
Oh. I see.
But I was never able to tie it conclusively to them.
All right. I have no further questions for this witness.
Cat's here.
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Did you hear what was just said?
Yeah.
Since it's all your dad's fault.
Oh.
He's the one who put us together.
Yeah.
That
for some reason.
That raises so many questions based on stuff that I know, and oh my god.
There's a giant plot.
Yeah. I mean, I've known that there's some huge thing on it, but Big Blue Jones is the one who put us together. Suddenly all of my wild theorizing needs to be reshuffled. All the stuff that I am trying to piece together in my head. Alright, but yeah, there's, the defense has no further questions for this witness.
Alright. Defense. The prosecution has no further witnesses. The defense, you may call your witnesses.
Alright. The defense calls Caesar to the stand.
Alright. Go ahead. Interview yourself.
Yeah. I probably
No,
shouldn't.
Raukal, you interview him.
Rauko plays.
Alright.
Okay.
Gonna play Bird Guy for a little while.
Suddenly a plumber jumps on top of you and picks you up and flies off.
Oh man, but like, so... Oh man, I don't know what sort of thing to ask though. Okay, alright, well, so, Caesar, how long have you been in the forces here?
Sorry, can I just... I had a plan. Can I actually play?
Yeah, please.
Oh, okay.
Because, yeah.
Sorry, I've been trying to piece together a defense here, and so I kind of know. I just want to limit the questions because...
Write it to me, and I'll...
Alright.
Yeah, that's not a bad... It gets a little bit tedious for the listener.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good idea.
I mean, obviously, the prosecution doesn't have much of a case yet. Left, so there's...
So just give me an overview and I can follow. It's just,
Yeah. It's actually not much, because, yeah.
Alright, so, Caesar, we heard what Mr. Jones had to say, but, you know, on your end, can you describe to me your version of the events of what happened on that night?
Alright. We, were approached by a group of Yoshis to make a delivery of some cargo. As we were at first being sympathetic to the hard lot that Yoshis have on the edges of our city,
Roll charisma deception.
Alright. Deception is under influence, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Please don't crit fail.
Alright, I rolled 10.
Alright, keep going.
Okay, so we at first agreed to help them make their delivery. They had a vehicle and needed somebody to drive it, being designed for not Yoshis. And Jakey boy over there is an excellent driver. So we were making that shipment when partway down the road we realized that its contents were contraband, and that we were participating in a crime. And Belina especially was distraught at this, and we decided that we did not want to go through and become party to this crime. However, the Yoshis were waiting nearby, apparently, and as we turned around to abandon the plan, they jumped at the car. Several of them were hit by the truck, and they boarded inside wielding fire flowers and hammers. My captain and the rest of our unit killed some of them in the process. Belina leapt from the vehicle to flee them. We were forced to kill some of them in the process in self-defense. When the dust settled, we went out to search for Belina, and we found her badly wounded in the clutches of a Yoshi who we forced to drop her. And she was babbling incoherently. She didn't recognize us. She was clearly in a very bad place. And so we took her back with us to the vehicle, and we were going to drive to the border checkpoint to help get her some attention. She struggled and resisted us, but she was dying and clearly in a state of extreme shock. So we brought her to the border, at which point the guard there heard her rambling and became suspicious of us and called the authorities on us. And here we stand.
Sounds good.
Ooh.
Hey. To me, that seems to be a fairly clear description of what happened here. And so, in your opinion, basically, the only witness we got here, basically...
This is such a bad court case. Like, the mock trial person in me is like, objection narrative, objection hearsay, objection leading the witness. But I'm not doing that because that would just not be fun.
You're the
That's the thing.
prosecution. You're playing
I
the
don't know.
prosecution. You could totally.
No, it's like I've done that before in a
Yeah.
court case, and it's less fun.
All right.
Like, it's fun if it's mock trial and you're talking about, like, if you guys knew law as well as I sort of do in this sort of court proceedings, then it would be super fun.
Yeah.
But as it is, it's kind of unbalanced.
Yeah, and like with all the procedure that we would have to go through, eventually I would be able to get my version of events out there. So probably.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is shortcut.
So
Yeah,
just
yeah. No, I've done the alternative, and it's less fun.
Okay.
Just out of character, real quick. Was there anything else you want me to bring out, or is that all your defense plan really was?
That was
for
my
you?
defense plan, to get the best liar on the stand, to have him give his version of events as a token alternate, and then not call Rezcow to the
All right.
stand.
So basically, after you said your partner guy, and okay, that I don't got anything else to ask.
Prosecution cross-examines.
Oh yeah.
Dun-dun.
Dun dun.
So, Mr. Caesar, if that is your real name...
Doesn't have a last name. That's suspicious.
I don't know his last name offhand, and I'm too lazy to look.
I don't have a last name. I never came up with one.
Really?
Caesar Julius.
Mr. Julius.
Okay,
No,
it's
I
canon
just
now.
have one
canon.
name. It's my family has a tradition of only having one name.
Actually, his name is Caesar, but he just put it together.
Alright, Mr. Caesar. So you said that these Yoshis attacked you.
Yeah.
Out of the blue. You had no idea that they were coming.
Nope. We started to turn around, and they were on the road.
Yep.
Now that seems quite suspicious, because you said that they were forcing you to transport their eggs earlier. Why would they be waiting in the road for you, if they didn't know you were planning to betray them?
They weren't forcing us. They just asked us, and we didn't realize what we were getting into. But I don't know what they were planning or what they were thinking, but I assume they were just watching to make sure we went through with it.
And how did they know that you weren't going to?
We turned around. Nice. It was on our way
And then
back from
you
the.
proceeded to attack the Yoshis.
No, we attacked the ones that, and we fended off the Yoshis that had boarded our truck. They had jumped onto the truck with weapons. And
Were
started,
Yoshis killed that day?
Yes. In self-defense.
I taught you well.
Did any of the Yoshis ever vocalize that they were going to kill you?
When one of them shoots a fire flower at you or swings at you with a giant hammer, I think that communicates that intention fairly clearly.
But no one ever actually said it.
They didn't speak. No.
Aha! Interesting. Perhaps they only wanted to talk.
With a fire flower aimed at us. Yeah.
I don't always question the methods of these sorts of people. We question the effect.
Alright. My friend over there has serious wounds from their attack.
She has serious
No,
wounds
I'm
from...
pointing at Rezcow.
His wounds
Why?
are not terribly serious.
Why did you point towards me too?
What? No, he got, you're the one who actually got, like,
Yeah, I got the one that got the most hurt from
Yeah.
the fight.
I just got cold.
oh wait, no, never mind. But anyway, they shot at us with fire flowers and hammers. That,
Who was in charge of this little escapade?
our captain, Rezcow over there,
And how did he hear about this?
they just approached us on the street that afternoon after we got off work.
And so they told you to transport some mysterious cargo, and you said yes.
Indeed.
That seems negligent, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was our mistake. We changed our mind, but it was too late.
And your negligence ended up in the deaths of countless Yoshi.
And
Such a shame.
They jumped in front of our
It
truck.
wasn't a question.
Shouldn't you be asking me questions?
Oh man, some sass on the courtroom.
Yep.
Why is it that now we have witness testimony written down, unfortunately the person has since passed on, that you were holding down Bulina and assaulting her when he found you?
We were attempting to treat her wounds, and she was resisting because she was in a state of shock.
That's not what the witness testimony says.
He misinterpreted what was happening. He missaw, and he listened to too much of her shock rambling.
What motivation would you think that Bulina would have to lie?
Well, I think that she was our friend. I think she's just, she was traumatized by the experience when the Yoshi swallowed her, and her memories of the night are wrong. She just has hazy memories that she's misinterpreting.
That's fine. What is your connection to Big Boo Jones?
Never met him.
And yet, he fought for you to get a promotion.
I have no idea what that... I have no idea about that.
And you expect us to believe that?
It's the truth.
Mob bosses don't generally give away promotions to random people, unless they're getting something in return. If we were to bring up your record, maybe find an event where you killed a bunch of dissident Yoshi that maybe were moving in on his territory.
What?
No.
I mean,
What?
that seems to put a different spin on things, doesn't it?
Wait, I actually didn't follow...
Is it not true that you killed those Yoshi
I didn't kill him.
to repay Big Boo Jones for giving you this promotion?
That's not true at all.
At the very least, if you're refusing to answer questions regarding Big Boo Jones, then I'm not sure we can trust you as a witness. Your Honor, I'd like to mark Mr. Caesar as an unreliable witness because he's clearly in the Mafia's pocket. And the judge turns to you and says, Mr. Caesar, you clearly have some connection to the Mafia. I don't know what that connection is, but I'd like you to elucidate it, to clear this up a little bit.
I have had no dealings with the Boo Mafia in my life. If they have some sort of designs on me, I would have been entirely unaware of them until Vagrul Tigerius made his statement 5 minutes ago.
Interesting. I'm going to mark Mr. Caesar as an unreliable witness. However, I'm not going to strike his testimony from the record. Witness is dismissed.
Oh man.
Defense, you may call your next witness.
All
Good
right.
job, Caesar.
I am going to call, as a character witness, Rezkow's priest friend.
Alright. Father McLibbly.
McGlibbity.
Liberty.
He's a cheat has to be wheeled in a water tank.
So yeah, he's a cheap, and he's called up.
Sir, what was his name again?
Father McGlibbity.
All right.
Is he a priest?
Yeah.
He is?
Oh my god.
He's a Mushroom
Father.
Jesus priest.
Oh my god.
Liberty.
All right.
He's a
Father
cool
McGlibbity.
dude.
Father McGlibbity, in your experience, how has Jumbo Rezkow integrated into the Mushroom Kingdom culture?
Oh, Jumbo! He's the dinosaur one, right?
Oh god. Oh god, no.
I'm using Raukau's own description of him.
Yeah, it's, let's say I didn't help us when I mentioned him.
Wow.
Oh no! Disaster!
Oh no.
Okay. I say correct.
Oh, he's been lovely. He comes to church every Sunday. He makes donations. He helps us out, I think. Sometimes does volunteers. I'm not actually sure. There's a bunch of Reznors that come. Sometimes I get them all mixed up. But the times I've talked to Reznor and I knew it was him, he's been an A-plus gentleman.
Thank you. That is all.
Quality.
So the prosecution will now cross-examine. So the prosecution comes up and he says, now, you said you weren't sure that this person you're talking about was the person in this courtroom, correct? And he says, oh yeah, it might not be him, but I think it is. And he says, so what you're saying is you're not sure. You're not sure that this could be the right guy. He could be, a murdering monster. And he says, oh yeah, I mean, it's possible, but he's a good guy. He comes to church every week. I'm sure that someone does that is like him. I think it's him. Pretty sure. And he says, the prosecution says, alright, I don't have any further questions.
Wow.
Oh god.
Stellar witness.
Alright, I guess I need a different character witness. Who did Jakey Boy recommend?
Nobody.
Okay, well then I call, Gregorio to the stand.
Hello! Yeah. Can I help you?
Remember, this guy's like a maitre d'. He
Yeah, I know.
tries to schmooze with people.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Schmooze.
Yeah. Can you testify as to the witness of Mr. Caesar?
The character, certainly. The character of the witness, that is.
Yeah.
Of course. Now, Caesar's a great guy. Me and him, we go way back. Way, way back. I've known him almost as long as I can remember. Probably more than half my life now. He's a good guy. Can't think of anyone better, really.
Nice. Is he, do you know him to be prone to violence?
I know him to be prone to peace. He's kind of a hippie. Really, I mean, wouldn't hurt a fly. Neither would his friends, I'm sure.
Alright. Do you know why he joined the police force?
No, I don't know that offhand, but I assume it was to help people out, do the right thing. This is the sort of thing he's into. He's kind of, like I said, bit of a hippie, bit of an idealist, as it were. But, that's what we need to build a healthy society.
Alright. No
More
further
people
questions.
like Caesar. So the prosecution comes up and says, you've known Caesar for quite some time, but how long have you known the other two, Rezkow and Jakey Boy? And he says, well, to be honest, I haven't known them that long, but if they're friends with Caesar, they gotta be good guys. He says, but you're not sure, are you? They could be people just tricking Caesar. And he says, well, I suppose anything's possible. They could be aliens, frankly. Imitating us humans. Us toads and monsters. But, nah. I like to stick to reality. I don't think that that's very likely. And the prosecutor says, no further questions, and stands down.
Alright. The defense has no further witnesses.
Then the defense may make its concluding statements.
It wasn't us.
Yeah, well, the prosecution clearly has no leg to stand on here. They have a poor woman in shock from a traumatizing event who clearly has unreliable memories of the day. Their other evidence has failed to turn up or been unreliable, and my clients are simply the victims of a desperate group trying to use our citizens to help improve their lot in life. And things went wrong. It is truly regrettable how things went, but self-defense is required sometimes, and blah, blah, blah. I can't do these speeches.
I clap again.
All right.
So the prosecution may now make its closing statements. The prosecution comes up and says, 3 days ago, there were a lot more Yoshis in this world.
A few days later, and it's a much better place.
Now,
Dear Lord.
now, there are less. There are families in mourning. There are children that will never see their fathers or mothers
Tearing up again.
again. They will have to grow up as orphans in foster care, or even worse, just alone. Our system does occasionally have children slip through the cracks, and it's directly these people's fault. Now, admittedly, the prosecution does not have much evidence. However, I think given the knowledge that we have that these people have a very clear mafia connection, I don't think that that's inconsequential. I think that the lack of evidence is evidence in itself of a conspiracy. It's perhaps telling that Bulina, despite her mental instability, seems to have think that she was threatened by a known League of Assassins. That one of our other key witnesses was assassinated prior to this court date. It's very interesting. It's an odd series of coincidences that I think lead up to a grander conspiracy that these people are directly responsible for. What we have before you are not just a couple of cops who got caught up in the wrong line of work. What we have here are a couple cops
That got caught up in the long run.
that are the center of this tempest of criminal activity. If we remove them from the streets, maybe not kill them, maybe just lock them away forever, then our city will become safer. Our families will become happier, will become more able to sleep at night without having to worry about extortion, assassinations, murders, drug dealing. I implore you to take these people and throw them away forever.
You want some wine with that cheese?
He's stepped down from execution to calling for life in prison.
And he says, thank you. The defense rests. Or the prosecution rests. The defense also rests, presumably.
Yeah. The defense is gonna take a nice long rest.
You know what? You won. Like, neither I nor Jakey Boy had to speak.
Yeah. I'm glad.
I was actually afraid that the prosecution was gonna call one of you.
Suddenly, the prosecution calls him. Okay.
Alright.
Prosecutor told him, aha, it was a trap. Actually, I wanted to speak to that guy.
Okay. So, the jury goes back to deliberate.
I suppose it's suspicious that I didn't call either of you, but...
I have 0 court experience, so I don't know.
Consider
I
that
just-
a good thing.
I mean, same, but I assume that it's usually standard to call all of the defendants as witnesses. Or, have them speak at least once.
Yeah, but it's surely the defense that calls the defendants.
Yeah.
But in this case, he knew that it was a bad idea.
But I assume if the defense doesn't bother calling the defendants to speak, that's usually...
A really bad sign.
Yeah.
That's generally a guilty plea. But a little bit less so, perhaps, in this case.
I just figured on balance, he had a better
All
shot
right.
that way.
Here's what I will do. Okay.
Are we gonna
Not a
have
good
to
way.
retire Belina's character?
Lena's twin sister, Bolina.
It's a lot of dice being rolled.
Yep.
She has to roll for each juror individually.
Jeez.
No, I'm not doing that. I have a system.
I can roll dice too.
Almost there. Alright! So the jury comes back. It was a jury of 30 people.
Wow.
The jury is found on a count of 20 to 10 that the defendants are not guilty of the charges levied against them.
Yay!
We are dodging bullets left and right.
We dodged those that count.
You're delaying bullets.
Yeah.
Let's be fair here. You did have to sign a deal with the devil.
I'm okay
Do it
with
while
that.
you're a child. Minors aren't held responsible for their contracts.
I mean, Rizkow already sold her souls a few days ago, so... I mean...
However, because of the dubious nature of the employment history of the police in question, we are petitioning for the judge to suspend all 4 from duty until pending a full investigation.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, but not the first time.
Yeah.
And the judge says, "So be it," and thumps down
Yes.
from the heavens.
Holds the gavel in his teeth and slams
Makes
it by dropping.
Makes a noise.
And so you guys are now free to go, except Bolina, who is being escorted out by the cops to go to a psychological evaluation.
Well, that sucks.
You know what we should do, guys? We should break Belina out.
Yeah.
No.
I'll drive right through those walls.
Caesar's reconciliation with Belina has been unreconciled again.
Oh wait, what about Daryl? I forgot. Ah, crap. No. I forgot to mention a single thing about him.
Oh, so, yeah, the defense attorney pulls you aside, Jakey boy,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, "So I looked into getting Daryl off.
All right.
There's a lot of evidence against him.
Oh, jeez.
I could pull it off, but it'll cost you.
I look in my empty pockets.
Not that. There will
Your
come
body.
a time and a place when I want you to remove, when we want you to remove someone. You do it, alright?
Okay. Does anyone else hear this, or?
No, it's just you.
Okay. Jeez. All right.
Alright, consider it done.
God.
Oh my god.
I will fend for my buddy.
I'm gonna add him as a
Random,
contact.
creepy, staring cellmate.
Yes. He is a new contact. Yes.
Oh my god.
I'm adding him as a contact.
2 R's, 2 L's, 2 Y's.
What?
Daryl.
Where are the Y's?
It's like DERRYYLL.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Daryl.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You're gonna kill someone to spring Daryl, and then Daryl is just gonna kill you.
Daryl's worth it.
Yeah, he is.
I believe in Daryl.
That's gonna be Bulina's new character.
Yes.
I am Daryl.
Okay. That has been added to your thing.
Yay.
Yay, it's official.
Alright, so you guys are out. What are you doing?
Man. Kinda forgot how it was to have that much freedom.
Man, so Belina's dad, he's the one who...
Yeah.
You know what? I've got to tell you guys, since before our unit was even formed, I mean, I'm just going to come out clean with this. My sister had sent me a letter saying that I was going to get caught up in something. Somehow
Wait, really?
she knew that this was going to happen.
Was that letter you threw away in the trash like 2 weeks
It
ago?
was
or something?
blue!
It was
Yeah.
red or something.
It was blue.
Yeah.
No.
Somehow people had machinations for us since before our unit was even formed, and apparently Bulina's dad was a part of that. And that is just... I don't even know what to think about
Is
that.
your sister like someone, or like she's?
I don't know. She left the country years ago. She was like exploring the world. She was living in ASMT, and apparently she's caught up in something in ASMT. And oh god, I know you can't keep secrets, but I mean, try not to mention her. I mean, you don't know her name, so I guess it's fine. But yeah. Anyway, somehow people out there knew ahead of time that we would do this, and I mean that we would get caught up in something. And so there's something big going on here. And the only way forward I see to, get to the bottom of it is to follow our deal with the League of Janitors and head to ASMT. Like, we could try and investigate it here, but I'd rather get nearer to my sister and, help her out or find out what she knows, and we can try and stop the shipment there and fulfill our obligations.
Caesar, I agree with you, but I think it's weird to do this without Belina.
Belina was trying to get us killed.
Yeah, but she helped. She's the one that initially got us on this trail.
I mean, I don't know what's up with her. She decided that she would rather us. I mean, she turned on us. She sold us out to get out of trouble, is the way I see it.
I don't think she did that on purpose. I think that was literally just shock that wasn't looked at on time because she wouldn't let us, unfortunately, get to her. And, she honestly, did her deposition while she wasn't sane of mind, and she didn't, get back from this. This was a traumatic experience for her. It had only been 3 days ago. That's not a long time. I don't distrust her. I just think that it's all jiggled up in her head right now.
All right. I don't think she didn't look to me like she was still in shock. It looked to me like she was doing stuff on purpose by now. But before we head over to ASMT, I'll give us a couple days. If you want to try and get to her and figure out what's up with her, I'll go along with that for now. But I mean, if this doesn't go anywhere, then we have to move on, because I am really worried about my sister and really freaked out by this conspiracy.
All right, to me that sounds fair. Don't know if you have any opinion, Jakey boy.
I think it's good. Yeah.
Hey, what were you talking to the defense attorney about back there?
Oh, Daryl stuff.
Daryl? Is that the creepy
Daryl.
ninja in your cell?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say creepy, just misunderstood.
Has he
I
said
love
a word
Daryl.
to you?
No, but I knew we had a connection right from the start.
Okay, whatever.
I want Daryl fan art now.
Oh, there's going to be Daryl fan art.
I
Now
want an
Jakey
episode
Boy excuses
called
himself
Daryl.
while he go carve JB plus D with a heart on a tree.
Your description of him was just too amazingly funny to not have a fan art. Okay. So what do you
Hey.
want to do to try and get to Belina, Roscoe?
Well, I mean, there's not a billion hospitals here. In fact, we tend to always send them to the same place, so we'll just check out on her there and tell her we're good friends, and go say hello and try to work things out.
You're welcome to give it a shot. I'll tag along.
Alright, so let's stop there so we can resume next time.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
Alright.
It'll let me plan. And also talk to cats about things.
Okay.